You talk about preserving the free enterprise system. Who has been destroying it? The business community must take a large share of the responsibility. We must not, you must, I'm going off my topic for tonight, but you must separate out being pro-free enterprise from being pro-business. The two greatest enemies of the free enterprise system, in my opinion, have been on the one hand my fellow intellectuals, and on the other the big businessmen, for opposite reasons. My fellow intellectuals are all in favor of freedom for themselves. After all, if I say to them, you know, it's terribly wasteful to have 10 people do research on the same topic. Don't you think we ought to have a government planning bureau that would assess the priority of various research projects and decide who should undertake it so we could eliminate these terrible wastes of competition? They will say to me, why, don't you understand the process of scientific research? Don't you understand the necessity for academic freedom? For allowing people to choose their own subjects? Of course, I do understand it, and I agree with that. But when they come to the rest of the community, it's different. It's terribly wasteful to have 4 gas stations on 4 corners. We ought to have a government bureau that eliminates that overlapping competition and that assigns priorities and sees to it that things are done right. So the intellectual is all in favor of freedom for himself and all opposed to it for everybody else. The businessman is very different. You cannot get a businessman on a podium. I don't mean to be talking about all of them, but I'm talking about a very large fraction of them. You cannot get them on a podium without them uttering generalities about the desirability of free enterprise systems. But when I come to their own business, that's something else. When the head of U.S. Steel talks about free enterprise, he doesn't mean free enterprise for steel. Oh no, he wants the government to step in and protect him from competition from those Japanese who are undercutting him. When the oil industry talks about wanting a free market, some years ago they weren't talking about freedom. They wanted percentage depletion. They wanted oil import quotas. They wanted Texas Railroad Commission to pro-ration oil. When bankers stand up on a platform and talk about the great desirability of free enterprise and the free markets, and I say to them, you mean you don't want the government to limit the amount of interest that you are required to pay on demand deposits? You want to have free competition. Oh, they say, that's different. We like that. So almost every businessman is in favor of free enterprise for everybody else, but special privilege and special government protection for himself. And as a result, they have been a major force in undermining a free enterprise system. And so any hope that you're going to protect a free enterprise system, you really mean to say that you expect U.S. Steel stockholders to propagandize for free trade? Is that what you expect? Now, I don't don't misunderstand me. I don't blame the executives of U.S. Steel for trying to get limitations on imports, or the executives of some other corporation for trying to get tariffs. They're doing what they were hired to do. They were hired to make money for their stockholders, and they're trying to do it. And if the rest of us are such fools as to let them make money by getting tariffs, or by getting import quotas, or by getting other provisions, then we're the ones to blame, not they. But stop kidding yourself into thinking that you can use the business community as a way to promote free enterprise. Unfortunately, most of them are not our friends in that respect.